Hi, everyone. This is Dr. David Weinthal, and I'm here at Hippocrates, finishing my third week of the Life Transformational Program. And what amazing 3 weeks it's been. And I'm joined with me is Antony Chatham, one of the psychologists here at Hippocrates Health Institute, and he is graciously giving me an opportunity to have conversations with him, talking about some of the most important things that I think is here at Hippocrates is dealing with the psychological effects of healing and wellness. Thank you for joining me, Annie.
Okay, thank you, Dr. David. It's a pleasure to speak with you again.
Absolutely. So, one of the things that I have found is one of the most important things here, like I was saying, was dealing with the emotional baggage, those things that stop us from creating our own highest ability to heal. And I know that you work with this every single day. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what it's like to work patients, clients here at the Hippocrates Health Institute when dealing with people with their most difficult healing aspects, dealing with the perspective of healing in the mind and in the heart.
That is correct. We like to look at the person. As much as giving the possibility of reaching the optimum health. So healing is a process of it, but it is a natural process.
Absolutely. No, go ahead.
Our body is equipped with all the means to heal itself. What we try to do is to help that process naturally. And very often, as you know, there are quite a few blockages. There are emotional blockages, there are intellectual blockages. And these are the two areas that I often work with people. And sometimes there are also spiritual blockages, which we help them to work on. Now, the intellectual blockage is related to their feeling that they cannot do much more than what they did in the past. In other words, hopelessness. Because when many of our guests come here, they have already gone through the conventional medical system. Maybe some of the people have gone through 3, 4, 5 different courses of treatment. And finally, they were told there isn't much more that we could do. So what happens? People come almost losing hope in the prospect of healing. So we have to redirect them and say, no, that is not quite true. Even if they told you, you have only 6 months that you could expect to live, let us begin to visualize that you can live for the next 20 years. So we do a lot of visualization process to help people to go over the hump. Concretely, for example, when somebody is saying, well, I'm told that I may not be able to live beyond 1 year. I ask them usually, do you have children? Do you have grandchildren? Do you want to see the small grandchildren now graduate college? Well, if you do, you have to begin visualizing that. So to some extent, they are using the law of attraction to improve their odds. So that is one of the ways that we get rid of some of the intellectual blockages. Then, of course, you know that there are emotional blockages.
Absolutely.
And they are coming from the stressors in their life. Emotionally, when people feel that they are isolated from the rest, either family members or social friends, or even from society at large, they feel at a loss. So we have to help them to reconnect with those people. That is one of the challenges. Then many others have also trauma in their life. So when we identify there is a potential for trauma, we usually take them back from the present to the beginning of their journey. And the purpose is not to judge them. It is to help them to look at their life from the perspective of the whole life rather than one moment when they had to suffer or when they were threatened. So once they begin to see their life as a whole, it's easier to heal them or help them to heal themselves.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the key tenets that you were talking about. The top three things is, mindset, getting them back focused into living again, but also having that desire, not only the hope, but the desire to reconnect with their life, to their purpose, and giving them something. I love the fact that what you had said was, thinking about an opportunity to join a family member in celebrating a grandchild's graduation of high school or college, even though that they might be a toddler at this moment. That gives them that hope of living 20 years versus just saying, I'm living 20 years. You have a purpose. And when you have that desire to do that, the cells in your body will actually help you to manifest that desire that you have.
True.
And I think that's one of the key components to this real healing that you guys are doing here. And I love the fact that what you were talking about, and every one of us that are here have had somewhere in our lives some type of trauma. Whether it's we get told that we had cancer or that we have some other type of disease process that we're working with, that's a trauma.
It is.
And,
it is.
And that's something that any one of us can find something in our lives that will block us from actually creating our potential energy to going out and manifesting our energy in its highest purpose here in the world, whether it's our healing aspect, our wellness aspect, or even out in our daily lives, in our jobs, in our family, and anything else that's important to us. And I found your exercise of traveling back and walking through my trauma such a freeing experience for me to actually, that I'm actually using it at night. I'm actually going back, in our specific exercise for me was to walk back from the point of the age of 49 years old, which I am right now, back to 0, and then asking baby David to then ask 3 different years to open up these doorways in which I could facilitate healing. And it was an amazing experience for us, for me anyways, to travel through these years in which I opened these doors and actually saw myself talking to myself today, to the point where I was actually able to help myself
the regression. Extremely helpful to open up. Secondly, what you also did that you mentioned is the NLP part. That is, you are rehearsing them. And then when there are positive memories that you would like to elicit, you anchor them. In your case, you were anchoring them on your fingertips.
That's correct.
And so you can go back to those anchors and then feel that feeling of success and feeling of joy again. The other way we also use to release some of the negatives, especially by using modalities like EMDR, the eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, is meant to do that. So in many ways, what we are trying to do is to help people to rebuild their confidence in themselves by removing the block.
And I can say it just worked. It worked wonders with me. I'm still healing through my process, and I know it's a process. That's the whole thing about emotional, mental, spiritual healing, is that you don't come all at once. It's something that's a process that you strip away like the leaves of an onion until you get to the core of the issue. And you have to continue to give yourself a lot of mercy during this time, and a lot of space and opportunity to heal, people through these, I like to say that they're like stages. You get to a level, you plateau, and then you find yourself at another level of openness within yourself. And it's amazing to have support like you do here at Hippocrates.
Yeah, what you mentioned is true, different stages. The first stage that people go through here when they come into the program is the detox stage. Now, there is some level of physical detox that automatically happen to people, but there is also another level of emotional and mental detox. So that is where I am working more in connection with our guests.
And I know you guys are doing great work. And
Thank you.
absolutely, you know, because I'm there in the what we call Wigmore Hall, which is the kitchen, dining room, teaching area. And I have the opportunity to sit with people at the lunch table and hear their different conversations. And the way that they're opening up, the way that they, this vehicle of change, this ship of change that we're all on when we're here at Hippocrates, the people are so open to talk about what they're going through and learning and experiencing, whether it's here or what they were learning in the past, and unwinding bad behaviors or bad thought patterns, and experiencing the new things in their life and the new connections and the new friendships that they're learning with people here. It's actually a beautiful experience. If you need something like this, if you're listening to this and you're experiencing a difficulty in your life, a health challenge, and that you're needing something, this might be the right for you. And that's why we're making this video, so that we can educate you, so that you may find out that there is hope out there. If you're needing some assistance during your healing process, this might be the key for you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
do you have any words, thoughts on healing in the Hippocrates way?
Well, there are many more, modalities of helping people to heal themselves available here. We have been talking about some of the basic physical and some of the emotional modalities. There are also either high-tech modalities and many other natural body work type of modalities. So we don't have, obviously, time for describing those today.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony,
Thank
for
you.
taking the time out for your today. I really certainly appreciate you wholeheartedly, all of the help that you've been able to help me and all of the people here at Hippocrates. Thank you for your service here. I know you've been here for almost, what, 25 years?
21 years.
21 years of service here at Hippocrates Health Institute. And thank you so much for all
Thank
of your
you.
help personally.
Thank
I truly
you.
appreciate you and consider you a deep mentor, a teacher, and a friend. Thank you, thank you,
Thank you very much, David. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.
You'll hear more about my experiences, about my Hippocrates experience, in my blog coming up very shortly.
Okay,
We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.